I know you all know what today is. Let's go crazy, let's get nuts. I'm gonna give y'all a small hint. Beautiful ones, they hurt you into. June 25th, 1984. 30 years ago, shit changed. Prince and the Revolution. Yes. 30 years ago today, Prince and the Revolution. I'm not even going to go into the impact of this album. Purple Rain remains one of the greatest albums ever. So yeah, this is the original album. Yes, Let's Go Crazy 7-inch was iconic with Erotic City as the B-side. Now this is only the 7-inch, this is only the single version. The 12-inch version, y'all already, real Prince fans know about that 12-inch version of that extended mix, dance mix of Let's Go Crazy. Bonkers, just beyond words. This was Prince's 6th studio release. It was, I don't want to say this was his first release with Prince and the Revolution, but it's been known as the first release that the Revolution actually got official credit for. I wasn't even born in 1984. I was born 6-7 years after the fact. I was born in Graffiti Bridge, Diamonds and Pearls era. But to, you know, just read about different things regarding the recording process and, you know, how this album originated, it's just phenomenal in itself, because Prince was one of those guys that could take something so small and work on it and work on it and work on it until he felt like it was perfect. And this album, Purple Rain, confirms him as a pop innovator. The way this album started, like Let's Go Crazy is rock, soul, gospel at its finest. It's about the afterworld and you know, Prince's take on the apocalypse. He always had these strong and very potent message about the afterworld and, you know, spirituality. Take Me With You, with Apollonia, classic. We all know about that. It's a psychedelia. I would say it's a neo-psychedelia pop. It kind of gives you a hint of where he was about to go with the follow-up to this particular album, which was Around the World in a Day. The Beautiful Ones, classic slow jam ballad. Just the way he hits those notes throughout this song, the way he uses his voice. This song to me is one of the first glimpses where you really got to hear all the nuances of Prince's voice. This is where people, you know, they get that image or that idea of Prince as that, you know, that wild guy who can spin his voice in any way. The Beautiful Ones is a perfect capsule of that, and I think it definitely captured him in his wild self, at his wild best. I mean, come on, The Beautiful Ones is classic. Then goes into Computer Blue, which to me is like that oh shit moment. Like Computer Blue is kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. It's that otherworldly jam, but it has that funk tinge to it that's just killer. If you all remember, there was an unreleased version of Computer Blue that's like 13, 14 minutes long. I mean, that one is a must hear. You must hear that version of Computer Blue, because it's kind of like, I mean, you think that the album version, the version that ended up on the album is good. It's nothing compared to the unreleased version that I hope gets a release on the recent reissue that is supposed to be coming out later on this year. It's supposed to be, I don't know when the reissue is supposed to be out, but I'll get to that later. Back to the album. Then it goes into Darling Nikki. Darling Nikki perfectly captures Prince at his songwriting best. It captures him at his storytelling best. So talking about this chick who, you know, who was basically a sex fiend, as he called her. She was a sex fiend, and, you know, masturbating with a magazine. I mean, all this stuff. I mean, she was, I mean, Darling Nikki, you know, I'm pretty sure we know a lot of Darling Nikkis in our lives. But this, I mean, Prince just put it down. When Doves Cry. When Doves Cry is, if someone were to ask me, what are your top 10 favorite Prince cuts, I think When Doves Cry would be in that list. I know it's very predictable, but When Doves Cry to me it just captures everything that you would expect in a Prince song. And what's so significant about When Doves Cry is that it was one of the first pop songs. I think it's the first. I don't know if it's the only. Sorry about that. First pop song that did not have a bass line to it. So to me that was bold. I don't know if it was the only pop song to ever have that, that didn't utilize a bass line, but I know that, I mean, for a lot of pop songs, pop standards back in that time, that had to be bold as hell. And Prince, being the genius that he was, being the genre bender that he was, to on one of your biggest hits, to not even use a bass line is remarkable. Then it goes into I Would Die For You. Let me just tell y'all right now, this whole album to me, I don't even think I should even continue on. When I Would Die For You is that, I mean, the synthesizers, I mean, just iconic, right? Baby I'm a Star, the rave up of the album and the film itself. We all remember it. You know, I'm sure all of us have seen Purple Rain, the movie. And then we close the album with, of course, the title track and the centerpiece of the album, Purple Rain. Probably his most signature song. It is his most popular. It is the song that people associate him with. When you think of Prince, you think of Purple Rain, the song. And it speaks for itself. I mean, gospel, very gospel inflicted. And what surprises me about that song is, I mean, the symbolism that he puts in a lot of his lyrics. I mean, that song in particular has a lot of symbolism, a lot of spiritual symbolism, rebirth, you know, the rebirth of life, the rebirth of love, you know, all of that stuff, you know, the rain, you know, it symbolizes so much. I can't even describe it in this video, but you know, you get the idea. This movie, seeing Purple Rain, this movie, we used to have a VHS. Remember those thick VHS tape decks? And it would kind of like a pop-up, and you would press the button and the thing would pop up, and you would put your video cassette in the deck. I mean, and I remember it. I still have my VHS. I just can't find it, but it's somewhere in this house. And as a 3-year-old, that used to really get me, because seeing a black man with hair, makeup, all the, you know, all that stuff. He got this hot chick with him. Sexy as, I mean, Apollonia was kind of like the Kim Kardashian of the 1980s. To see him pull these chicks, and to see him, I mean, Jill Jones was in that movie. The Revolution. You had Clarence. I forget, was it Clarence? Is his name Clarence Thomas? Y'all know the guy who played the kid's father. Clarence. His name is Clarence something. I didn't do my research. The time, I think Morris Day said Prince made them. You know, everybody, the cast, you know, the performers take ballet lessons. I mean, they were really going. I mean, Prince really wanted to go all the way with this movie, right? Live performances to me make this movie what it is. Make this movie the cinematic experience that it is. I mean, Purple Rain, if you all don't have this movie, you have to get it. This is one of, to me, one of the great rock dramas of all time. I mean, some people say it's semi-autobiographical. There are a few moments in the movie that you can kind of relate it to Prince, as far as him, you know, early in his career. So yeah, what else can you say about Purple Rain? I mean, 30 years, Purple Rain just remains a staple for pop music. It just, I mean, from front to back. You listen to everything from Let's Go Crazy to Purple Rain, which to me is the perfect bookend, I mean, for any album. Purple Rain encapsulated Prince as the master pop innovator. Prince made a generation. He redefined a generation. He became not just a pop icon. He became just the master of it all. I mean, that's where he became a pop master. So I'm gonna cut off this video because I think I'm gone over time. I got so much to edit, but whatever. Thank you all. Rate, comment, subscribe. Give me some of your memories of Purple Rain. How are you going to be planning on celebrating the 30th anniversary of Purple Rain? Because this is an important moment. The reissue of Purple Rain. Hopefully it'll come out later this year. I've heard reports that it should be coming out later this year. I'm not sure. But I hope that they go in on it. We got so much more to look forward to as far as Purple Rain is concerned, but today I just wanted to jump on here to give you my insight on Purple Rain 30th anniversary. I'm out. See you. Break out Purple Rain. Classic. Prince, you that guy, man. I don't know how you did it. You know, maybe I'm just too demanding. Maybe I'm just like my father, too bold. Maybe I'm just like my mother. She's never satisfied. I mean, just brilliant. You know, just brilliant.